Hi and welcome to another weekly update video where I'll be looking through a number of the instruments that we'll be following and stalking over the coming week. So first up, let's take a look at the dollar index. As you can see on the monthly chart, we are still in an uptrend. On the weekly chart, we are in an uptrend. However, we have identified a level of potential resistance at 98.31, which is identified by this red horizontal line over here, which you can see over here in the daily chart. Now, just looking at the daily chart, we can see that we've got a series of higher highs and higher lows, meaning that we are in a confirmed uptrend. However, this red line over here is a potential area of resistance, and we can expect price to react around that level. So whilst we are in an uptrend on the daily chart, we will want price to break through that convincingly before we will be looking for any trade setups to the upside. So that's the dollar index. Let's have a look at gold. As you can see on the monthly chart, we are in a confirmed downtrend. On the weekly chart, we are also in a confirmed downtrend, and we've also identified a level of potential resistance at this 1133.2 level, which on the weekly chart is quite a way away from the current price. So looking at the daily chart, we are in a downtrend here. As you can see, we broke convincingly through this 1133.2 level. So we would be looking for trades to the short side, and we'd be looking for trade setups in and around this area over here. So we'll be looking for opportunities over the next week or so to see how price reacts and if any of those reactions align with our strategy criteria, and we'll be looking to trade that to the short side. So on the gold charts, all three of the high time frames are in a downtrend. And let's move on to crude oil over here. Again, monthly chart is in a downtrend. The weekly chart is in a downtrend. However, you can see from this red line over here that we've identified an area of potential support. And you can see on the monthly chart here that that area of potential support goes back all the way to about 1995. So this is a strong level, and we can expect price to react to that level. So we'll be looking to see what price does at that level. On the daily chart, we are in a downtrend, and that level of support is quite a way away, as you can see over here. So we will be looking for trades to the short side on crude this week. Ideally, we'd be looking for a trade set up in and around this 50 level up here, and we'll see how that pans out. Next up, let's have a look at the Aussie dollar. The Aussie dollar on the monthly chart is in a downtrend, on the weekly chart is in a downtrend, and on the daily chart is in a downtrend too. So in terms of a trading opportunity this week, we'll be looking for price to return up to this level up here, and I'll be looking to trade to the short side if I get a price action set up. Let's have a look at the pound Aussie dollar. And on the monthly chart, you can see we're in an uptrend. On the weekly chart, we are in an uptrend. And the daily chart, we are in an uptrend. This week, we'll be looking for pullbacks into this buy zone over here. And if we get a price action setup that aligns with our trading strategy, we will look to trade that to the long side. Let's have a look at the euro dollar. On the monthly chart, we are in a downtrend, and you can see that we've tested an upper level of resistance over here in the past. On the weekly chart, we're actually ranging between this level of 1.146 and 1.0809 over here. So whilst there is a bias to the downside, we do want a convincing break either of the support level to the downside or of this resistance level to the upside. On the daily chart, however, we are in a confirmed downtrend, and you can see that we have a series of lower highs and lower lows. So we are downtrending on the daily chart. However, as we've just said, I would want a clear break to the downside below this 1.08 level here to look for trades to the short side, or this level up here of 1.146, where I'll be looking for trades to the long side. So not a lot setting up this week in terms of the instruments that we watch, but there are opportunities on one or two of these, and we'll be stalking these over the coming days. And if anything sets up, we will notify you accordingly and do another video to evidence the way we trade these markets. Thanks for watching, and speak to you soon. Bye-bye.